The story took place in Los Angeles, a city full of bright lights on the surface, but quiet tension underneath. A man who never missed began to lose control for the first time. A highly cautious jewel thief named James started it all. Before every job, he cleaned himself carefully, removing every trace of dandruff and loose hair to leave no evidence behind. Because of this habit, he had successfully robbed high-end jewelry stores across Los Angeles without ever getting caught. But this time, something went wrong. After pulling off a diamond robbery worth millions, he could have left immediately. Instead, he changed his mind, took the victim's phone, and then decided to return it. As he approached, the victim suddenly pulled out a backup gun and fired back. The gun jammed, and the bullet only shattered the car window. James didn't hesitate and drove away immediately. During the escape, he drove the wrong way, ran red lights, and made several sharp turns through city blocks before pulling into an old underground parking garage. When the sirens finally faded, he began covering his tracks. He removed his contact lenses, then took a car cover from another vehicle and fully covered the getaway car, making it look like it had been parked there for a long time. On the surface, it still looked like a clean exit, but the problem showed up once he got home. James noticed his scalp was bleeding, likely from the earlier confrontation. He checked his mask, wiped it with a wet tissue, and found blood stains on it. That mask had been left inside the car during the escape, meant his DNA might still be inside that vehicle. Still, he chose not to go back and fix it. Meanwhile, Detective Lou was investigating the case. After searching multiple parking structures, he found a car covered with a tarp. Under it, he discovered a damaged vehicle with a broken window and glass scattered inside. He matched the crime scene. Forensics confirmed it was a relatively new car, with few usable leads. But they did find a small drop of blood that could be used for DNA identification. At the same time, James became more cautious because of the incident. That night, he went to the underground black market to meet the boss, Nick. He didn't say it directly, but the message was clear: he wanted out of the next job. Nick didn't force him, since he already had a backup. The next day, Nick secretly recruited a young man named Omon. He handed him the full plan for the next operation. The job was high risk, but Omon didn't hesitate. He put on a helmet, grabbed a gun, and robbed a jewelry store in Santa Barbara. His style was direct and violent, very different from James. That night, James saw the news on TV and found out about the robbery. He immediately confronted Nick, upset that someone else had taken over his plan. The next day, Nick met Omon again. This time, he assigned him a new task: follow James. After James completed his next job, Omon would move in on him. Meanwhile, James was thinking about quitting. He had recently started a relationship, and his life was changing. But before stepping away, he planned one last big job. This time, he targeted an insurance agent named Sharon. The goal was to use Sharon to access wealthy clients. Sharon was a senior insurance salesman with 11 years of experience, responsible for many major deals, yet he still had not become a partner, and the pressure had been building. James hacked into Sharon's email and tracked his movements. After staging 2 chance encounters, he invited Sharon to a bar. He directly explained what he wanted. Sharon refused immediately. He believed everything he had was earned through hard work and rejected James's way of life. After the meeting, Sharon walked away, but James didn't give up. He left a signal: if Sharon changed his mind, he should post a beach photo on social media. Sharon ignored it at first, but things soon shifted. The next day, his company called him in. He thought it was about a promotion. Instead, he was told his partnership had been delayed by 1 year due to company performance. Sharon, now 53 years old, saw that number as a breaking point. He began to realize the company never truly intended to make him a partner. He went down to the beach and posted a photo. James immediately received the signal. He went to meet Sharon. Sharon gave him a key piece of information: a private arrangement for a wealthy wedding. At the wedding, the bridesmaids' gifts included diamonds worth $5.5 million. The diamonds were being delivered by a courier from Antwerp, under full security protection. More importantly, the deal would be settled in cash. That meant $11 million would be present at the same time. Sharon only wanted $3 million. The rest would go to James. That night, Sharon pretended to work late and quietly pulled security data from the system, sending it to James. But when he got home, he was blocked by Omon. Omon had been tracking them the whole time. He used force to extract the full wedding details from Sharon. Sharon panicked and went to Detective Lou. They had previously met through the James case and even attended yoga classes together. Sharon explained everything, hoping to fix the situation, but Lou had already been suspended from duty and could not intervene. However, he had already figured out James's true identity. James grew up in foster care and spent part of his youth in prison for robbery, but he never harmed anyone. Lou decided it was time to end everything himself. On the day of the wedding, James arrived at the airport early. He met the security team in charge of receiving the courier, but the real courier had already been switched on the plane the time James picked him up. The man was actually Lou. James had no idea. During the drive, the two started talking. They discovered they had a lot in common, including a love for classic American cars. After several stops and delays, they finally arrived at the hotel. Once inside the room, James took control of the situation. He disarmed Lou and forced the wealthy host to open the safe. The cash was packed into bags. Then he ordered Lou to open the suitcase containing the diamonds. But there were no diamonds inside, only jewelry pieces and a gun. The room instantly went still. Omon broke in. Everything immediately spiraled out of control. Omon shot the wealthy host and ordered Lou to drop his weapon. Lou didn't move. Tension kept rising. Then a gunshot rang out. Omon dropped to the ground, hit. The shooter was James. Lou slowly walked over and pushed James's gun aside. In the end, Lou let James go. The wealthy host survived but was badly injured. He swore he would press charges. Lou didn't respond. On the way home, Lou took out a small paper packet. Inside were the missing diamonds, but he didn't keep them. He went to a yoga studio and handed the diamonds to Sharon. Sharon then gave him a message left behind by James. Following the clue, Lou arrived at a garage. He found a car covered with a tarp. When he pulled it off, a dark green 1968 Chevrolet Camaro appeared. That was what James had really left behind. In the end, you realize this wasn't just a robbery case, it was a clash of three choices. Some people follow the rules, some bend them, and some try to escape them. James didn't leave the diamonds behind, he left a choice. If it were you, faced with money, risk, and your own limits, what would you choose?